guys, ASMballeR here, and today, as you can see, I am back with another video. And as you can probably hear, it is going to be a soft-spoken video. So if you're not a big fan of soft-spoken videos, sorry about that, but I haven't done one of these in probably like over a month, and I know some people were a big fan of them, some people didn't like them, some people didn't care, so I'm just going to be doing one in this video. And in this video, we are going to be kind of just rambling on about the NBA season so far, what's going on, the standings, the MVP rankings right now, sort of surprises, disappointments so far for a lot of NBA teams, and also the sort of big trade day is on Wednesday. I think this Wednesday, it's when a lot of the players who signed new contracts are actually allowed to be traded. So hopefully we get to see some trades going on very soon, and obviously before the big trade deadline in February. So make sure you like the video. If you do like the video, subscribe to the channel on our way to 9,000 subs, very close to 10,000. And then also make sure you check out last night's video where it was a more traditional ASMR video. I did it just like a whispered ramble on some of my favorite Christmas movies. It was another Christmas themed video, and it was a lot of fun. So if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely go check that out. And yeah, I think that is everything. So let us get started. I think the first thing we're actually going to be, I guess, rambling on about is the, current standings of the NBA. So far, kind of what I thought this season would be for a lot of teams and for a lot of other teams. Definitely kind of a wacko season due to not only obviously injuries, but man, health and safety protocols seem to be making a big comeback in the NBA so far this year, and it's really sad to see. But anyways, let's start out with the Eastern Conference. The number one seed in the Eastern Conference is still the Brooklyn Nets at 20-8 as the recording of this video. Yeah, they've definitely looked still really good. I will give it to majority of the credit to maybe James Harden really picking up back up the pace, starting to become more of the Houston Rockets James Harden that is the reason why he's on this team. It's kind of interesting to see the shift that James Harden had to make to being honestly the third option on the team when Kyrie Irving was playing, to then having to be, that ball facilitator, the point guard officially of the team, to then instantly having to transform himself back into the Houston Rockets scoring machine, James Harden, because they don't have that scoring output anymore from Kyrie Irving. Just super crazy to think about. But Brooklyn back on top, Marcus Aldridge and the rest of that team looking really good, and obviously Kevin Durant, who we're going to be talking about later on in the video when we do our MVP standings, or candidates, I guess you could say, is looking pretty good too. Then number two in the division, in the conference, Eastern Conference, we have the Chicago Bulls at 17-10, still on a good track. Definitely pretty crazy from, again, all the health and safety protocols they've been going through. Man, that's definitely been pretty rough. I think they're also having to reschedule the next couple of games for them because of the league minimum of players is 8, and they don't even have 8 players to play right now, which, again, very crazy, but still looking pretty good at the number 2 seed. 3 seed, we have the Milwaukee Bucks at 18-11. Definitely a great turnaround from the beginning of the year. Giannis, definitely because of that, and also health, coming back to the Milwaukee Bucks. 4th, and a team that's making me eat my words, the Cleveland Cavaliers, still trotting along in that playoff run, 17-12 right now, looking pretty good. They're on a 4-game win streak. I'm not sure who those are against, but hopefully some good competition. Maybe I don't know. See with the injury of Colin Sexton and the ascension of Garland, Mobley still looking like a very solid rookie this year. That team is, I always knew they were a deeper team, but I thought the subtraction of Sexton this year and all the trade buzz around this team would really start to get to them. But again, they're making me eat my words, and I'm very happy about it. 5, the Miami Heat, 16-12, another team riddled with injury, very sad to see, but still trotting along at the 5th seed. 6th seed, we have the Philadelphia 76ers. Obviously, for a big chunk of the season, they didn't even have Joel Embiid or Tobias Harris playing at the same time. And now with the Wednesday contract trade scenario going on, maybe they can find a trade for Ben Simmons, or at least get into more in-depth trade talk. And maybe we could see a move here before the trade deadline even occurs. 7th, we have the Washington Wizards at 15-13. 8th, team is definitely slipping off a lot because of, again, health and safety protocols. Or the Charlotte Hornets at 8. Man, that really sucks. Definitely a team that I wish hopefully gets up there a little bit more. I really want to see this team in the playoffs. I really want to see LaMelo Ball in the playoffs. Definitely could be a lot of fun. The 9th seed, we have the Boston Celtics at 14-14, right at 500. Kind of where I see them being, especially with Jaylen Brown being out for a handful of games. Actually, it's been kind of rough for them. 10th, struggling Atlanta Hawks, 13-14. I guess it's not too bad, but again, you're expecting a team that had a very big, high sort of ceiling last year, going all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, and then this year, it looks like they're going to be battling for that 8th seed spot for the whole year. Not really where you want to see them. 10th, Toronto at 13-15. 12th, New York Knicks at 12-16. That's definitely a team that maybe guaranteed, like Charles Barkley would say, going for a trade. Definitely sometime very soon. 13th, we have Indiana, 12-17. 14th, Orlando Magic, 5-23. That's such a crazy jump from 13th at 12-17 to the 14th seed at 5 wins. That's crazy. And then the last team in the conference, you can guess it, the Detroit Pistons. Ooh, definitely not their season, but hey, they got a big future and maybe some key acquisitions if they do decide to trade away Jeremy Grant, which I think is a great idea. For the Western Conference at the number 1 seed, you can probably guess it, and quite honestly, the number 1 team in the NBA right now, the Golden State Warriors at 23-5. Oh my goodness. Not going to be talking too specifically about this team or a specific player, because again, we're going to be talking about him very soon. But this team as a whole, absolutely insane. It's so crazy watching this team and then watching a lesser team. I think the best part about the Golden State Warriors is that they just non-stop movement. They are constantly moving, pick and rolls, but not only backdoor screens, there's screens off the ball, on the ball, constant rotations from the perimeter. They are always on the move, and it's so hard for teams to get set in defense. It's so fun to watch. They are absolutely insane on how they run their offense and their defense. Everyone on that team is super aggressive on defense. I feel like anyone on that team could be defined as a two-way player. It's insane how well they put that team together, but also how that team has just grew as individuals. Absolutely insane. Number 2, the Phoenix Suns, 22-5. Also, obviously coming really well back from very bad start to the year, but obviously going on the biggest win streak at least I've seen in quite some time. I think it was 15, 16 games, something like that. They looked really good. Number 3, Utah, 19-7. Kind of quietly always being there up in the sort of top 3 of the NBA West. Still looking really good. But obviously, Utah's always good in the regular season. It's the playoffs is when they really need to shine. The 4th seed actually is the Memphis Grizzlies, 17-11. 3-game win streak even without Ja Morant. Again, a team I thought would instantly slide off the face of the universe if Ja wasn't playing, but even with Ja out, they look really good, and it might be a guaranteed, again, like Charles Barkley would say. Does this team make the playoffs? I think this might be a playoff team, which is super crazy to think about, because again, this team is still well into their rebuild. 5th, we have, again, the very under construction LA Clipper team, obviously with Kawhi not being there and trade talk out the wazoo always around this team. I think they're starting to look really good, and also Paul George always in and out of the lineup. I'm surprised they're keeping it going. 6th seed, we have the LA Lakers, 15-13. 7th seed, the Dallas Mavericks, starting to slip a little bit, also because health and safety protocols and injuries really suck. 8th seed, again, injuries for the Denver Nuggets at the 8th seed, like I said, 14-13. ninth seed, one of my favorite teams, Minnesota Timberwolves. I did watch them play Portland and beat Portland, which I'm actually kind of happy about because I actually really love seeing that team do well because they are a younger up-and-coming team. Two of my favorite players in D'Angelo Russell, obviously, and Karl Anthony Towns, so that was really cool to watch. The 10 seed, we have the Sacramento Kings at 11 and 17. Also tied with them are the Portland Trail Blazers. I know you may think, oh, ASMballeR, how do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? Yada yada yada. I don't care. Really, it's not really affecting me. Definitely since starting this channel, I really haven't really focused a lot on the Portland Trail Blazers, if I'm being completely honest. If they want to blow it up and rebuild, who cares? If they keep everything together, who cares? I'm not so like super invested in it, like emotionally or anything like that. It's just fun to watch basketball, and they're struggling right now. Hopefully they can turn it around. Right now, I think besides the Detroit Pistons, they hold the longest losing streak in the NBA at 6 games. So obviously with CJ McCollum out, and obviously with just the struggles of a lot of other players, it's been pretty hard on them. 12th, you have the Sacramento Kings. 13th, Houston Rockets. 14th, OKC Thunder. And 15th, last in the conference, the New Orleans Pelicans. Definitely without Zion, is looking like they might be another top 3 pick in the NBA draft next year, which might be a good thing. But yeah, that's sort of the state of the NBA right now. I would say definitely the highlights, or the headlines, I would say, not highlights, definitely not highlights, would be injuries and health and safety protocol has just demolished the NBA this season. Really sucky to see that, and it is affecting a lot of teams. But now I say let's talk a little bit about maybe the title of this video. It's going to be the MVP candidates so far this year. Now, I do have a list of the top 5 candidates so far this year on NBA.com, and at number 5, they actually have ranked Chris Paul from the Phoenix Suns, which is actually kind of cool. Let's actually see how much Chris Paul is averaging. It says here, and this again was posted a handful of days ago, so I don't know how accurate this is, but he was averaging 15 points per game, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists. Really solid numbers from a team, like I said, was going 22-5. And also with the team playing without Devin Booker. They're arguably maybe their go-to guy, their one option. Pretty crazy that they're doing still extremely well without that superstar. I will say that it is pretty interesting how, of course, Chris Paul is still doing all this crazy stuff. Again, you can say the same thing about LeBron James, but the basketball mind of Chris Paul never stops, and it obviously shows. Obviously averaging, I'm assuming, the most assists in the NBA right now at 10 a game. Still an amazing guard to watch, that's for sure. At number 4, they have here Nikola Jokic at the 4 spot, which I can agree with. Of course, the only thing really hurting Jokic's record is just, on his team is pretty lackluster compared to his stats, which he's averaging, again, at the writing of this article, 26 points, 13 rebounds, and 7 assists, nearly a triple-double. If his record starts going up a little bit, you'd have a really good argument for another back-to-back MVP, which would be pretty crazy, because it would be a back-to-back MVP, because Giannis won it back-to-back last year. No, the year before. Jokic won it last year, so that'd be pretty wild to see that, but I do think he's definitely deserving to be in the conversation. But again, his team right now, 14-13, probably not going to get any easier without having Michael Porter Jr. or Jamal Murray on the team, but really excited to see what happens with him and that team. I'll still give him a good MVP running, I guess. Number 3, we have Giannis Antetokounmpo, averaging 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. Oh man, yeah, I will say that I would think the hype around Giannis has definitely died down a lot since he's won his back-to-back MVPs. Even though he did just win Finals MVP last year, I feel like another year of MVP talk hasn't really been a lot of headlines. I would say in the ESPN or NBA TV, I haven't really been seeing that a lot. But a team that is, I think, third in the East, only 2.5 games out of being the number 1 seed again. They have a very good chance of being the number 1 seed. Giannis averaging nearly a triple-double. Could he be MVP? That's very tough. But the number 2 guy on the list, I would say probably has the lock on that, either or conversation. And it's Kevin Durant. obviously. Kevin Durant, number 2 on the list, averaging again, according to this, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. Crazy. Kevin Durant just scored 50 points in a game, which is super duper crazy. And again, with a team that's very wishy-washy without having Kevin Durant, I feel like the storyline is also very much so in Kevin Durant's favor. I mean, of course, with Jokic, you have a dismantled team. He also has that sort of storyline. Giannis, I mean, he did just win a championship last year, so he also kind of has that storyline. But Kevin Durant having this amazing comeback since, last season, coming back from his injury, having sort of a letdown in the playoffs, and now having, again, a potential MVP season. That's definitely pretty crazy from Durant, that's for sure. I think he's definitely in the conversation. And what's funny is that in my last MVP ranking, I guess, he was ranked number 1, but now he's ranked number 2. Can you guess who's ranked number 1 now? Yes, it is Steph Curry. Yes, Steph Curry ranked number 1 on the year so far. In my last video, I talked about him probably being my number 1 pick for MVP. And again, at the very start of the year, before this season even started, I think I didn't even really talk about Steph being in the MVP race, because I thought, again, this team was going to be building for the playoffs, not really a regular season team. And it looks like they're just, they're making me eat my words again, because it looks like they're trying to do both. And I can't understand, obviously, having 2 pretty down years the past 2 years. They do probably have that energy, that drive, that fire to make it back to the finals, and maybe they could have an amazing season and an amazing playoff run. I have no idea. I'm hoping, knocking on wood, that everything is okay with them. And of course, just getting extra help coming from James Wiseman and Klay Thompson coming will only make that team better and deeper. And obviously, of course, with this storyline of Steph Curry breaking the 3-point record of an all-time scorer from the perimeter is amazing. I loved it. I watched the game, watched the shots, watched Reggie Miller there, watched Ray Allen there. It was amazing. I think the cheapest tickets to go see that game, I think it was like 500 and some change. It was like $500 to go see it, from the nosebleeds. It was like $500. It was crazy. Really excited to see that storyline, plus the potential of them winning an MVP, plus the potential of him winning a championship. I posted a poll last night. If you guys didn't see it, make sure to go check it out and vote. If Steph Curry, now the all-time leader in 3-pointers this year, if he does win an MVP this year, also wins the finals, also wins finals MVP, does Steph Curry become the greatest point guard of all time? Not the best. The best, you can already argue Steph for being the best. He's the most skillful player at that position. But is he the greatest? Does he have the accolades, the storyline, the skill? Does he have it all? Or does Magic still take that spot? That's a very interesting conversation. But yes, I still do believe Steph Curry should be the runner for MVP right now. It's his award to lose. Now again, God forbid, I'm knocking on wood 1,000 times. Hopefully nothing happens to this Golden State Warriors team for that to not happen, because I think it'd actually be really cool to see Steph Curry win MVP. I think that'd be really dope. Players you don't hear on this list, of course, LeBron in and out of the lineup a lot. Obviously the Lakers also not having that great of a season so far. I think he should be in the running still. He's still putting up like 30-point triple-doubles still, so I think he should get a little bit more recognition when it comes to this award. Like say, if he closes out the rest of the year on an amazing run, I think he should be at least nominated for this award. Some other players I can think about, obviously, of course, DeMar DeRozan was on a really good run there for a second. Kind of a sleeper pick might be like a player like Rudy Gobert on a really good team, might be a defensive player of the year candidate, but also I think he should, again, be in that running for MVP because of how great he has been on defense this year for that Utah Jazz team. Anyone else? Jimmy Butler maybe. Luka has been good, but again, he's been also in and out of the lineup a lot. Not a lot of buzz around that Maverick team anymore. Not a lot of buzz around Luka anymore. So, kind of, I say he's sort of fallen off that wagon. But I think, again, if he finishes off the season really strong, I think Luka could still have that, Luka magic sprinkled in and maybe get his name out there a little bit more. Yeah, guys, that is going to be it for me. Again, this was sort of like a whispered ramble video, just talking about the current state of the NBA. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the NBA so far this season. Again, it kind of sucks with all this health and safety and all the injuries, but I think this could be, you know, a very interesting trade deadline / trade season in the next coming weeks. Could be a lot of fun. We have the Christmas Day games next week, which I am going to be doing a pick'ems video for, so make sure you check that out. Probably sometime next week I'll probably do a pick'ems video on that. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this video, and make sure you like the video. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you again in my next video very, 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 very soon.